Joka. Atule, a good morning to you. Do we have any idea what could have been the cause of the fire?
Well, good morning, Naledi. When we got here exactly this morning, we tried to ascertain that question to the residents around. And what they told us that at the moment they suspect that it could have been located very late and on Saturday night, which has left the number that they gave me. They told me that over 105 people are displaced, but they're not sure about the number of the structures because they are still collecting that data from the people. But when we get here, people are still they're trying to get the remnant what is left of their equipment, of their shacks. They are trying to rebuild them so that they can get back to their feet. But I do have one of the community members who will speak to us about what transpired over the weekend. Mama J bunosixelela kwenzeke ntoni kule mpela veki yaye mhlambi nichaphazeleke kangakanani?
Impela veki esisuka ku ilanga la ngomgqibelo ezintsuku siye phasaya satshelwa satshelwa zizindlu into yokuba kuveke ntoni nathi siyazi unobangela womlilo kodwa siyawazi into yokuba uqalephi njengoba siyazi into yokuba uqalephi na umlilo asikwazi ukuthi ngoba kaloku ingxaki yethu sinale load shedding ihlala ikhona yonke imihla sithi silala nge-load shedding asisakwazi upheka umzekelo xa sibe abantu bebuya emisebenzini kangoku njalo futhi uphinde umke xa ixesha kanti kulungiselela ukuya emsebenzini abantwana baselela isikolo.
Just a moment reflecting on the troubles that they are having with COVID, with the load shedding and the fact that they cannot cook properly, the troubles that they are put by with this load shedding. And also, Mama, mhlawumbi abantu chaphazeleka ngakanani mhlawumbi nawe benike ndathetha nawe earlier on usithi nawe uchaphazelekile apha mhlawumbi uphulukene nantoni nabanye abantu?
Ndichaphazelekile nam ngoba andinayo indawo yokulala ndilele phandle izolo nakulamvula ibisitsho abantu abaninzi ba-affectekile kakhulu futhi ba-affectekile because abantu abanandawo abanye abantu bacelelwe emaholweni ngoba kaloku banabantwana kuphinde futhi sinabo nabantu abadala apha aba-over age so abanye abantu bakwazile ukhupha into ezincinci ezimbalwa abanye abakhuphanga at all umzekelo mna ndikhuphe nje impahla nje uba ndinxibe impahlanyana nakhona encinci ezinye izinto zitshile ngaphakathi akho kwanto abantu abayikhuphileyo abangani.
Just reflecting on the things that they have lost there, some of their furniture, and the fact that they tried to get the elderly out of the houses to rescue them so that they can save their lives. Unfortunately, one person was demised there. Maybe mhlawumbi mama bunosixela mhlawumbi nifuna uncedwa ngantoni?
Into esifuna ukuncedwa ngayo sifuna uncedwa ngematerial because asikwazi ukwakha asinamisebenzi asiphangeli ndawo. Asincede asinike imaterial and okwesibini indawo esihlala kuyo ihlala isitsha ihlala iripotwa every day ezindabeni so asinayo inathi improvement kwindawo esihlala kuyo ayikho tu development masinike imaterial qha urhulumente sikwazi basakhe.
Mama also reflecting on the the community, they were seeking to be assisted with the building material and the fact that they've been complaining about development in this area. That's what they want to be assisted with. Mama nje unokuqalele kule ndaba ye-development kudala kuthetha ngento ze-reblocking uzama ukwenza izpaces kwezindlu nento ezinjalo nje yaphelela phi lo moya?
Yaphelela esithubeni bhuti bayeza kona ukuze bafike basithembise le nale kodwa so abayenzi loo nto leyo and when it comes thina siyilandele loo nto leyo bangoba hayi siyabuya abaphinde babonakale ndawo yaphelela nje iphelele emoyeni. Lilonke urhulumente akasihoyanga tu apha Imizamo Yethu ngoba sekuba khona nale mililo nje kwa umbane njengoba kutshile nje December singenawo kwambane saze siyoba nombane kulo nyaka ngabo-March umzekelo izinto xa befuna zenzeke zibe zenzeka mhlawumbi xa befuna just only i-votes zethu.
Mama, thank you so much for your time.
Okay, thank you, Putin.
Just Umama Naledi explaining to us about the troubles that they have, starting from the fact that this fire started on Saturday night. They know the motive, but they had to sleep outside. Some of them, others were rescued and put into local halls so that they can find shelter and also have that shelter over their heads, saying, of course, that this affects them because some people lost everything in the fire, and she personally managed to salvage only a few things in the fire because the fire was raging and gutting down some of the structures here. She's saying that they like to be assisted with building equipment, with building materials, so that they can start with rebuilding their lives, and also calling on the fact that the government needs to come to the fore and help them with service delivery. This area, Naledi, is an informal settlement just adjacent to a wealthy and a leafy suburb of Hout Bay. It's just if my colleague can just show you just a bit at this part of the town, if you can pair to the right, my colleague Arif Khan. I just want to show you the similarities between the two areas. Just across the road, you'll find that area which is Hout Bay, and this you can see the spaces in there. You can see that it's a plush and a wealthy suburb that side, and this side is this congested sort of informal settlement. It's densely populated. The people live here. They are building their shacks here. They live in quite a cramped situations. And the government has been trying to also negotiate and get to speak to the residents to try and build do a reblocking whereby they will find spaces in between the houses whereby there will be rows, there will be walkways, and the fire breaks so that when the fire starts, it does not spread through very quickly to affect a lot of the houses here. I will also duly ask my colleague to also show you just some of the people who are trying to get the remnants of their shacks or trying to rebuild. You can see people trying to get the rubble out of their houses. Some of the structures you can see they're already trying to be formed already. Some people just hammering, they're trying to make sure that they straighten those corrugated iron strikes so that they can take the same iron strikes to rebuild their structures. But a lot of people are here, they are busy. There's a meeting here with the community members. Of course, they are agitated about the conditions that they are living in, so they're trying to engage with the city officials as to what will be the way forward. They are trying to pen but what you see here is all the rubble from this fire which has ravaged this area, leaving over 100 people displaced. Some people are trying to dig those trenches so that they can put those poles in between there. As you know that when people build shacks, they need the poles, they need corrugated iron structures, they need cardboards. So they are trying to get all those materials back to try and see what they can put together. But a lot of them have lost their belongings in this fire, Naledi. But the conversations are ongoing. We try to speak to the city officials as well. They did say that they will set up a job committee which will have various departments such as SASA, social development, so that Department of Risk Management can try and put together those various departments to consolidate those efforts, those relief efforts from those various different departments, is to see how they will help people here. SASA will provide humanitarian aid, risk management will consolidate, and also the city of Cape Town is here, and also the electricity department is here as well to try and restore electricity. They are trying to get the data from the people, but the situation here speaks to the conditions which are left hanging for a number of years, which normally manifest to these type of things, Naledi.
Atule, thank you so much for that coverage, and of course heartbreaking visuals coming out of Imizamo Yethu there in the Western Cape, where we've seen those fires really ravage the community many times, especially in times of load shedding when they're dependent on candles.
Quite unfortunate, and continuing on stories about power.